How to balance your hormones, lose weight, and get healthy. Hi everyone, I'm Chris from Complete Health Development, and in this short presentation I will show you how to balance your hormones, lose weight, and get healthy. I created this because I want to show you how to balance your hormones and put an end to things like unwanted weight gain, adrenal fatigue issues, thyroid issues, chronic fatigue, and other health-related problems. I know what can happen for you when you balance your hormones naturally, and how achieving this will give you a better quality of life. Imagine what can happen if you had a healthier, fitter, leaner body, and all because you've learned how to balance your hormones naturally. Think about what all of that would mean for you. Okay, so you're in the right place today. If you need several cups of coffee to get you going in the morning, you're in the right place. If you have had a hard time falling asleep or staying asleep, you're in the right place. If you have had a hard time losing weight, especially in the midsection, you are in the right place. If you have trouble shutting off your mind, a lot of popcorn thoughts, a lot of just your mind's very hard to turn off, you're in the right place. If you have a poor memory or a brain fog, if you have swelling of the ankles or water retention, if you have some kind of inflammation or arthritis, if you have heavy or irregular menstruation periods, or PMS, you are in the right place. If you have any type of thyroid issues, if you have any anxiety or depression related issues. Now I know what some of you may be saying this kind of covers everybody, but it doesn't have to be this way. I mean, this is just some symptoms that not everybody has, mind you. Some people live healthy and feel great, and I want the same thing for you. So I'll just give you a little bit of my background before we kind of get in. If you don't know who I am, again, I said my name is Chris Walker, and just a little bit about me. And both my parents passed away from diseases and illnesses that could have been prevented. My mother, kind of growing up, had a lot of symptoms and things happening. She kind of hid a lot of these stuff from us as a family and from me. I was pretty much a pretty youngster back then, but I, probably thinking back and thinking about what I know now, she probably had a lot of swelling in the ankles, water retention, kind of loose skin. She had some blood sugar issues. She had type 2 diabetes. She had a lot of symptoms probably that we're going to discuss today that she did have. She kind of, hid a lot of this from the family, like I said before. She went on to have colon cancer, and she went on to, as I said, she passed away from all these things. My father had a stroke and complications from that in the hospital, and he passed away from that. Thinking about him too as well, he probably had some, high blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, probably both of them did, and a lot of complications and stuff from that. Relatively though, growing up, I mean, he was, seemingly to me, kind of healthy. I didn't know a lot of the issues that he did have, but thinking about just them right now, thinking about everything that they could have possibly had, I think they did have a lot of these symptoms and signs that if I had known what I know now, I'd be able to help them out and really, they'd be around pretty much as I'm speaking right now. If I can help anybody with the information knowledge that I have and make sure this thing doesn't happen to you, I would definitely love to do so. I started off kind of getting into this industry after having had this devastating news of the loss of my parents. I started off as a personal trainer, and as time went on, I found myself with dealing with a lot of clients who had a lot of issues that I didn't know how to deal with at the time. A lot of adrenal fatigue, thyroid issues, a lot of chronic problems and stuff like that, which made it just tough for them to lose weight and transform their body. So I had to go out and amass a lot of education and knowledge and learn a lot of things to really help my females and clients just transform and get into the body that they desire. So long story short, I have amassed a lot of education and knowledge. I am a functional diagnostic and nutrition practitioner. I'm a holistic nutritionist. I am a health coach and a personal trainer. So all this just means that I have a lot of tools in my toolbox to be able to help you get the body and health that you desire. And as you can see here, I also founded a company called Complete Health Development, where I do health coaching and help people all over the world. So in this next slide, I just actually opened up an office actually in the Kitchener-Waterloo area in Ontario. And as you can see here, I'm pretty excited about that because I can help people actually in person too as well. So you can come into the office and see me, sit down for a consultation, or you can work with me remotely through phone or Skype, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so let me jump back to the slides. Okay, so here we go. All right, so here's what we'll cover today. So today we're going to cover the foods you need to eat to produce lots of healthy hormones. The hormones you must pay attention to if you want to be healthy, fit, and at your best weight. How stress can rob some of your key hormones and create imbalance in your body. The connection between stress and 90% of your symptoms, and why our modern day solutions for hormone balancing is not working. Okay, so it is my commitment today to give you everything I can in the time we have together. With the strategies I am sharing, you'll be able to get started right away so you can start to see immediate results in your life, your health, and your body. Now, I know some of you may have additional questions or want to learn more about natural hormone balancing. So for those of you who want to go further, I'll tell you how to do that at the end. My intention for you today, though, is to teach you that you can bring balance to your hormones naturally, so you don't further damage your health anymore and you don't gain any additional weight. You don't gain any more weight. There are a lot of people who talk about hormones and nutrition, but what I find is that their focus is on telling you what you can and can't eat, which does not set you up for success in the long run. I not only work with clients on what to eat, but I teach practical steps to get the job done, backed by functional lab testing, so I'm not just guessing at what's best for you and your body. I actually have some concrete evidence to go by and know what to do to get you feeling great and amazing. Okay, so let's just dig right in and get into the meat and potatoes of what we got going on today. So hormone production. For the body to be able to produce adequate amounts of hormone, we need a few things. We need some good vitamins. We need some B vitamins, in particular vitamin B5. We need some enzymes, in particular acetyl coenzyme A. We need some dietary fat and some cholesterol. Okay, cholesterol is good for you. Your body makes 3,000 milligrams daily, so that is important that you keep that up. You keep maintaining that because your body needs that cholesterol, so don't back off of that. And circulating LDL. So all this means that you need to have a healthy diet with good fats like nuts, seeds, avocado, eggs, butter, lard, chicken with the skin, ghee, fish, and plenty of fruits and vegetables. Just make sure this is all organic, natural, healthy stuff. Vegetables like broccoli, kale, spinach, cabbage, eggplants, all kinds of good yummy stuff. We need to just have a good, healthy diet for you. Okay, so the hormones we'll cover today, I just want to give you some background because I will be discussing a few hormones and going through a chart, so I just want to make sure you have some foundation so that when I do cover this, you'll be able to follow through and understand what these hormones mean and what they do. So we'll be discussing pregnenolone, progesterone, cortisol, aldosterone, DHEA, androgens, including testosterone, and the estrogens. Okay, so brief rundown. Pregnenolone is a steroid also known as the mother hormone. Okay, it's like the mothership, and it is the precursor for a numerous amount of hormones. Other hormones, in fact, it's the main precursor for all of the hormones we'll be discussing today. Progesterone is a steroid hormone secreted by the corpus luteum and by the placenta, or you can just say the ovaries, and this acts to prepare the uterus for implantation or pregnancy. It is also involved in the production of other hormones, including sex hormones and the corticosteroids. Okay. Cortisol is our primary stress hormone. It's a pretty popular hormone. A lot of people throw this word around, cortisol this and cortisol that, but it is produced by the adrenal glands and it is essential to the maintenance of homeostasis, so it keeps the body at an even keel. It helps to raise blood sugar to give us quick energy when we need it. It also helps us with pain and inflammation, which are very stressful to the body. So you can also say it helps to break the body down. This hormone is very important for helping us to adapt to stressful situations. So this is our stress hormone, and it's called cortisol. Aldosterone is a steroid hormone produced by the adrenal glands. Aldosterone regulates the balance of water and electrolytes in the body, encouraging the kidney to excrete potassium into the urine and retain sodium, consequently retaining water. So this is a pretty important hormone as well. Aldosterone, really key for managing all your body's fluids. DHEA is a hormone produced by the adrenal glands. It is also made in the brain. DHEA is needed to produce male and female sex hormones, and androgens and estrogens. You can also say that DHEA helps to build the body up. Okay, so it's a very anabolic steroid. DHEA levels often decrease as we age. Okay, awesome. So that's DHEA, very, very crucial and critical. androgens. I'm just kind of cranking this out, flying through here for you. So hopefully you can kind of get with everything that I'm saying. If not, you can just pause it and kind of rewind something. But I just want to kind of fly through this with you here so we can get into some solutions for you. So the androgens are mostly referred to as the male hormones and come in many different forms, but are equally needed for male and female development. The most popular androgen is testosterone and its breakdown product dihydrotestosterone, DHT, and androstenedione and androstenedione are both, so they are both weak androgens by themselves, but are needed to manufacture testosterone and estrogen in the body. Androgens are also produced by the adrenal glands as well. Okay, so estrogens are most commonly referred to as the female hormones. Most people think it's just one hormone, but it's actually three hormones: estrone, estradiol, and estriol. Estrogen is produced mainly in the ovaries, but also in the fat cells and adrenal glands as well. Estradiol is the primary female sex hormone. Estrone is the least abundant, and estriol is abundant primarily during pregnancy. All right, so so that's a little bit of background on some of the hormones that we're going to be discussing today. And I want to show you the key relationship that they do have with stress. Now that we have uncovered all the hormones we're going to discuss, let's see how stress can mess up not only your hormones but your health, cause you to gain weight, and give you additional health problems as you age. Okay, so let's go right ahead. So this slide beautifully illustrates kind of what's happening with everything that I just kind of discussed and ran through some of these hormones. So here you can see all, if you can see my mouse kind of coming here. So all the nutrition and stuff that's needed here to kind of manufacture, make hormones in the body is right here. You can see the dietary fats, the vitamins, the cholesterol, LDLs, all that stuff like that. Go to the mothership here, the pregnenolone here, and we can see two pathways here, the pregnenolone to progesterone coming down to cortisol. So this is in red. So this is what's happening when you are under extreme periods of stress. The pregnenolone is needed to make progesterone, and the progesterone is needed to make cortisol. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone, and it's helping to help your body to adapt to stress as you go on. Cortisone is a byproduct of cortisol. You may have gotten cortisone injections in your body and needed to deal with any pain or inflammation, anything like arthritis or anything like that. But you do produce this naturally, so this should kind of give you a indication that if you're needing cortisone shots, you're not producing your own cortisol in your body. So what's happening here, if you have this kind of pathway happening all the time because you're under chronic stress, you are neglecting the hormones down here. So the DHEA is kind of getting neglected, as well as the androgens. So for guys and for women, that's the testosterone here, that's getting neglected. And then further down, we have the estrogens here. So that is getting neglected. So if you are under long periods of stress, you can imagine that all these hormones down here are just getting neglected. And what they kind of do in mainstream medicine, they just kind of test your hormones. They kind of say, okay, well, you're not producing adequate amounts of estrogen, so we'll just kind of top you up there. Or we're not producing adequate amounts of progesterone, so they kind of top you up with probably those two there. But if we don't fix the entire pathway, we don't really get all this stuff going here, you're not going to feel good long term. You're going to feel good maybe temporarily, but the problem will return. The problem will remain. We need to fix this entire thing. You can see how everything kind of works together. The aldosterone is kind of down here. So if your body is kind of just focused on doing this thing here because you're under such chronic stress, you're gonna have all these hormones just kind of messed up. Everything will be out of whack for you. And another thing that I like to point out, this kind of gets, even if the stress is removed from you, even if you're in a place where the stress is no longer there, this kind of gets burnt in like muscle memory, and your body will favor doing this kind of pathway even though the stress has been removed. So it's very key that we just not just do some patchwork. We want to really get in there and coach this back to what it's supposed to be like. We want to coach back the body to get the pregnenolone to DHEA to the testosterone to the estrogens, get the aldosterone going, get everything fixed up. So your body's primary concern is not just cranking out cortisol. And on top of that, that's just really tapping into a lot of your adrenal glands and exhausting. And your body can only do this so long before you really hit into an exhaustive failure state. So we definitely really want to fix this entire thing and not just do patchwork. Very, very crucial to understand that. Very, very key. So this is some of the things that can happen as a result of a lot of the chaos just happening time and again. So these are some of the symptoms that you could be experiencing as a result of steroid or hormonal imbalance. In women and some men, we often see estrogen dominance due to low progesterone, because remember I said it's all being used up to produce cortisol in the progesterone pathway. Symptoms you could be experiencing, whether male or female, are weight gain, gallbladder problems, thyroid dysfunction, decreased sex drive, mood swings, and depression, PMS, irregular menstrual cycle, heavy bleeding, trouble getting pregnant, infertility, breast tenderness, fibrocystic breasts, fibroids, endometriosis. Aldosterone dysfunction symptoms. Okay, so similarly, you could be experiencing aldosterone dysfunction as a result of steroidal hormonal imbalance. Symptoms you could be noticing are fatigue, lethargy, dizziness, lightheadedness upon standing, poor cognitive function, salt cravings, water retention, heart palpitations, and high blood pressure. Really, really serious stuff. And you can also be experiencing, as a result of DHEA dysfunction, of steroid or hormone imbalance, symptoms you could be noticing are low testosterone, low sex drive, trouble producing or maintaining muscle, premature aging, fatigue, autoimmune diseases, headaches, and arthritis. Serious things. And last but not least, we'll look at HPA axis dysfunction as a result of steroid or hormonal imbalance. HPA stands for hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis. Symptoms you could be noticing are hypothyroidism, thyroid dysfunction, estrogen dominance, insomnia, sleep issues, chronic fatigue, always tired, your brain is foggy, like I said before, mind busy, poor memory, hair loss, brittle hair, ridged nails, inability to lose weight, weight gain, diabetes, blood sugar issues, joint pain, arthritis, and inflammation. So, and this is just the tip of the iceberg of what could go wrong, because you can really have some kind of metabolic chaos happening in your body and just, have a cascade of things happening as a result of these hormones just being imbalanced. Weight gain is just one thing, but your health can just really run rampant, and it can really snowball into something really much greater until you have a serious disease that you really need to pay attention to. So if you have steroid or hormonal imbalance and all of the possible, like I said, malfunctions that can go wrong, you don't have to really get all depressed and lose heart about it, because you can fix this. I mean, if you're paying attention to symptoms and you're paying attention to what's going on in your body, you can begin to fix these problems, but you must make some key lifestyle changes and you must take action. You can't just ignore the symptoms. You must listen when your body is speaking to you, okay? At first, your body will whisper, but it will start to talk to you louder and louder and louder until it starts screaming at you, okay? So the things that you must change are, like I said before, you must change your diet. As simple as it sounds, you must change your diet to include good fats. Good fats that we just mentioned prior, your avocados, your nuts, your seeds, your eggs, your chicken, your fish, all your good fats. You really want to include them in your diet. Plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables as well. You must avoid processed foods, high sugary foods, chemicals, toxins, anything that can disrupt your hormones and mimic hormones in your body. The shampoos, the lotions, the makeup, lipstick, a lot of the stuff that a lot of you females do use are very harmful and toxic to your body and can mimic a lot of the hormones and can create havoc in your body once they do get in. So you definitely want to make sure you're using things that are natural and that are organic. You must also get 8 to 9 hours of sleep, as all of your body's restorative work takes place during sleep. So you must make sure you're getting adequate amounts of sleep. You must reduce stress and or put into practice some stress reducing activities like deep breathing, things like yoga, things like meditation. Very, very good for returning the body into a good, peaceful state and doing some of the stressful damage that you may have done to your body. You can also consider some herbs and supplements to help your body to adapt to stress. Herbs like ashwagandha are very, very good and key for you as well. Okay, so there's plenty more things that we can definitely get into, but I do want to keep this short and brief for you. Just while we're on the topic of changes that we need to make, I'm not a big fan of some of the following things I'm about to discuss. I'm not a big fan of progesterone creams. I just find them to be very messy and just kind of all over the place. It's kind of hard to dose that very well. It can also contaminate others, and even though it might provide some temporary relief, like I said, it can contaminate your boyfriend or your spouse and give them hormonal problems as well, creating imbalance in some of their body and blood work. Hormone replacement therapy, HRT therapy. As I explained earlier, I don't think hormone replacement therapy fixes the problem. It's just a temporary solution. And a lot of the times it is synthetic, and you should stay away from synthetic hormones, and you don't want to put anything like that in your body. I do like bioidentical hormones, and I do believe in using that, and I do use that for my clients, but you still must consider the entire pathway and not only just do patchwork. Even if it is a bioidentical hormone, you must try to fix, repair, and coach the entire pathway. You want to reset that and reboot it and get it working back as it did when your body was in a healthy state. Okay, so I just shared a lot of stuff with you today, but implementation is key. I know that if you just implement one piece that we talked about today, you will see immediate results. When I work with clients, we go much deeper than I was able to do today. Earlier, I promised that I'd share further how we can take this even further with you. So if what we talked about today resonates with you at all, and you are ready to go deeper, I have a special invitation for you. Okay, so my free offer to you today is I want to invite you to a free consultation with me. Normally this can run anywhere from $75 to $100 for the session, but I want to just offer this free for you. So we will look at what you're doing now, what's working and what's not working, and recommendations for the next steps. I have a limited number of spots reserved for free consultations. So if this is something that you're interested in, I encourage you to sign up for a spot at the link below. So you can go to www.completehealthdevelopment.com/free offer to take me up on that. You may have had trouble making changes in the past, and I want to show you that this time can be different, especially if you have someone to encourage you, support you, and show you what to do step by step. I don't want anything to get in your way of making the changes that you desire, and getting your health back, getting your body back, getting your weight off, and getting your body in a healthy state. This doesn't have to be complicated or mind-boggling. You don't have to go from doctor to doctor or see different practitioners and try to really get stressed out about this. This is the last thing we want you to do. This can really be quite simplistic. And like I showed you today, it's nothing really complicated. You just have to take action and give your body the right things that it needs to really make that transformation. Okay, so you can be healthy again, you can get your hormones balanced, and you can get your body back. So that's all I have for today. Thank you for being with me and sharing some time with me. I love sharing stuff like this, and I can't wait to see some of the changes that you've made if you manage to implement some of these things. And just let me know how you're doing. Give me a shout. Here's my contact information if you need it. Again, my name is Chris Walker, and you can reach me at 888-430-6068 or give me an email at chris@completehealthdevelopment.com. Hopefully, if I helped you today with something that I've shared, and until I see you again, or until I hear from you again, or until you contact me, I will see you probably in the next video. Bye for now.